What is going on, everyone? Welcome to today's live stream. We're going to be talking about altcoin season being near, and I'm going to go ahead and talk about a few hidden gems that I believe are gems. Obviously none of this is financial advice, but you might already have an idea by the title of the video. With that being said, let's go ahead and give it a few more minutes as I go ahead and share this with the Discord group. Didn't get the chance to go ahead and do that. The goal was to go ahead and start streaming a little bit earlier, but yeah, that didn't happen. Let's go ahead and see if audio is good. We should be good, I hope. Check. Yep, looks like audio is good. Okay, that should be good. All right, so let me go ahead and share this real quick. Alrighty, let's see. I already went ahead and shared it with the group. Let me go ahead and pull out the stream on my other phone to go ahead and make sure everything's running smoothly. Looks like we are officially live, so let's go ahead and get this party started. So let's go ahead and talk about what I believe is altcoin season. So let's go ahead and take a look at what is going on in the market. Welcome, everyone. I appreciate all of you being here today. Let's go ahead and start pulling out some charts. Fear and greed, we need that. And let's go ahead and do DeFi Llama. And as well, let's see if we could get Wayback Machine up and loaded. Maybe we could just go ahead and copy this. Alrighty, let's go ahead and get this going. So let's go ahead and start off with the fear and greed chart. So looking at the fear and greed chart right now, we're at, I would say, a neutral. Right now we're currently at fear in the middle, 50. Yesterday we were at 49 fear, and last week we were on greed. I mean, literally everything just pivoted very, very quickly. Last week, the whole entire interest rate cuts were coming in. Market pulled back, and then all of a sudden the market freaking moon, man. A lot of the memes went ahead and did very well. In specific, Andy on base, as we've been talking about. I am looking to go ahead and load up on that, but before I talk about these altcoins and I start talking about all of this, let's go ahead and take a look at what is going on with the charts. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at Bitcoin. Let's go ahead and pull out crypto bubbles. I apologize, it's been a while since I've done this. Got to be a little bit more organized next time. Alrighty, so crypto bubbles. Let's go ahead and take a look at the overall market right now. At the moment, on the yearly, we are obviously in a green, and on the hourly, a few tokens are a little bit more neutral, and on the daily, same thing. Meme coins have been taking off, man, especially Popcat has been doing pretty well. A few other meme coins have been down quite a bit, like Pepe, Bonk, which in my opinion is a buying opportunity. SHIB down 14% after that pump, Doge down 15% on the weekly, and overall on the monthly, everything is up. As you see, 60, 30, 97%. Arrow has been doing very well. how Pepe also did pretty well in the month, 30%. And how can I forget? Stewie has been the one that has also been taking off like crazy, which we're going to go ahead and talk about, in my opinion, of what I believe with this market. But with that being said, now that we have an overall view of the last couple of days, months, and weeks, let's go ahead and look into the charts. Let's go ahead and see what we're looking at. So let me go ahead and go into the smaller time frames. I'm going to go stick to the daily. So we go ahead and zoom out on Bitcoin. You see all these drawings, but before I get rid of them, let me go ahead. Actually, let's get rid of them right now. Let's go ahead and get rid of all these drawings. Is there an easier way to get rid of this? I can't remember. Let's see. All right, that's a little better. I think I needed my chart to be cleaned anyways. But taking a look at Bitcoin right now, as we see on the right-hand side of the technicals, we're at a neutral. A lot of people are calling for Bitcoin to go lower. In my opinion, I'm not sure if anybody has seen this, but this to me looks like an inverse head and shoulders pattern. I don't know what any of you think. Comment down below. Let me know what your thoughts are. Do you think this is an inverse head and shoulders pattern for me right now? Do you think we're going to go ahead and have a move like this where Bitcoin breaks out of this resistance where we're currently struggling? Which is around the $65,000. But to me, this looks like an inverse head and shoulders pattern. I spelled everything incorrectly. Okay, here you go. Images, inverse head and shoulders pattern. I think I like this one better. Are you seeing what I'm seeing? Take a look at this. I don't know. What do you guys think? To me, this kind of looks like an inverse head and shoulders pattern, as you see. A little ugly looking one, but to say the least, we are right here on this neckline, which was practically like a little fake out where we kind of broke above it. And I'm not sure if any of you remember, but last week I was talking about how $64,000 Bitcoin was a very important zone to go ahead and hold. And as you see, Bitcoin wasn't able to hold that zone pretty well. I mean, we did go quite higher than we expected, $66,000, but we did went ahead and fell down lower, right? So not what I want to go ahead and see and not what we should be seeing. We definitely do want to go ahead and see Bitcoin above that $64,000 range. And as you see, Bitcoin right now is at 61,984, which is not too bad. But as I mentioned, it looks like an inverse head and shoulders pattern that is forming. Now, this is the bullish case scenario. If Bitcoin does go ahead and break out of this neckline, we're going to see a move like this in the next coming weeks, where we're just going to go ahead and rip through, and we could be seeing $80,000 Bitcoin leading onto the election, which a lot of people are predicting, right? You know, we could go back into the charts. I'm not going to go ahead and do that right now, but if you actually go back to the charts, back to all previous elections, it didn't really matter who was elected in the presidency. It just seemed like the market always took off, regardless whether it was a Republican or a Democrat. And I also do believe the same thing. Like I do believe there's going to be some influence into who gets elected and maybe some reaction to the market, but overall, I think the market's going to do its thing, right? And with this pattern right here, right, as I mentioned, it's something we just need to be aware of. We can't go ahead and get excited and cheer on because, as you know, the bearish side to this, the negative side to this would be us not being able to break, as we saw right here, and us just getting rejected right here from the $62,000. And we're going to go ahead and see Bitcoin come back down to retest $53,000 and then try to reattempt $59,000, and then down we go, which is not going to be a good thing, right? So that would be Bitcoin going back to $42,000, but I know we could still go ahead and form an inverse head and shoulders pattern, in my opinion. Let me know what your thoughts are, but I think we could probably see a move like this, worst case scenario. So let me go ahead and change the color on this one. We're going to go ahead and do blue. Let's see, wait, yellow's a little better. We'll go ahead and do yellow. So this is like the worst case scenario. This is like the bullish case scenario right here. Let me go ahead and do this. Green is like the bullish case scenario that, you know, if Bitcoin could go ahead and retest the $64,000 and actually break through, this is going to be a pretty good sign. If it does attempt to, retest $64,000 one more time and gets rejected, it's not going to look too well. And I do think we could be going down even lower. But looking at the longer time frame, and we zoom out on the daily, it looks like a massive cup and handle pattern as well, right? So let's go ahead and pull that out, cup and handle pattern, which is right here. Let me go ahead and show you this cup and handle pattern. Okay, that's not a good looking picture. Let's go ahead and do that again. Let's go over to images. Let's see if this one's better. No, that's terrible as well. Well, you know what I mean. I mean, I'm showing you right now what a cup and handle looks like for all those that, have been trading or, are learning about trading. This is like a pretty basic pattern that everybody goes to. I like the cup and handle formations. These are like the best. I've seen quite a few, and I'm going to go ahead and show you the ones that are getting ready to go ahead and do that. The head and shoulders, inverse head and shoulders with the cup and handles are my two favorite patterns to go ahead and trade when they break out, right? Or even be in position before they actually happen. But with that being said, Bitcoin is showing, in my opinion, still some bullishness. Even if Bitcoin goes down to $42,000, it's still pretty bullish, in my opinion, right? There's nothing to go ahead and fear of and nothing to go ahead and panic about. If you just go ahead and zoom out, yeah, the bull market might not happen right away when we want it, and it's going to go ahead and do it whenever it decides to go ahead and do it. So that's the unfortunate thing. But let's go ahead and talk about the tokens that I believe have some value. And we're going to go ahead and start off with VeChain first. And the reason why we're going to be talking about VeChain is because VeChain is within the narrative of the RWA, which is a real world asset. And zooming out right here on VeChain on CoinMarketCap, you do see that VeChain is practically at his all-time low. And if we actually go ahead and pull out a chart with VeChain right here, let's go ahead and do Binance. If we go ahead and pull out a chart with VeChain right here, VeChain is practically the lowest that it could be, right? Meaning this is like practically no risk. Like, it already went through all the negativity, all the bearishness, like right here on VeChain. And you saw with most of the market doing this, where back in October last year of 2023, as you see, this is like a cup and handle pattern right here that formed before that breakout happened right here, which I was loaded up in October and November, and we were able to take advantage of the market going up, right? But as you see for VeChain, and many of these altcoins did, went ahead and do the same thing. You see that there is a massive head and shoulders pattern right here forming, which, as you see now, is practically at its lowest, right? Typically, head and shoulders patterns, what happen? They either go lower, which could be possible. I'm not saying it's not possible. Could go lower, or just going to go ahead and consolidate here within this range for a while before it starts to climb back up and starts to break out even higher, making new all-time highs. So with talking about VeChain, and the reason why I'm bullish on VeChain is within the narrative of the real world assets, right? And as you see right here, VeChain is at his bottom right here. It's like VeChain is at its lowest that it could be. And even prior to last bull cycle, when VeChain was within this range, this is where VeChain went ahead and took off. So we go ahead and take a look at this right here, another cup and handle pattern back in 2021. VeChain took off. So the reason why I'm bullish on VeChain is because they already have some pretty solid, partnerships. It is a Chinese crypto, if you want to call it. They have already sponsored the UFC, so you're going to see VeChain, which we haven't seen them do any major marketing until just recently. I would say like about a year ago, or maybe two. And also as well with VeChain is running within the real world asset category. And a lot of people always ask me, hey, John, how do I know what token to go ahead and buy, right? Just follow the money, follow the hype, follow where the money is going, right? And as you see right here on CoinMarketCap, you see meme coins are a hot trending topic. We have the Solana ecosystem. We have AI, which has been very, very big and a lot of hype. gaming, real world assets, and then deep hint. So if you don't know how to go ahead and come across how to go ahead and do some research, all you have to do is just follow where the money's going. So like, let's say for example, you're interested in real world assets. You go ahead and select that, and it's going to go ahead and bring out a whole entire list of tokens within that narrative. As you see, Ondo, Mantra, B-Chain, Chainlink, Avalanche, which Avalanche, I think Avalanche and B-Chain, in my opinion, are really undervalued, and a lot of people don't understand not only the opportunity, but the I think that's the word I was trying to look for, opportunity. People do not understand the opportunity and how undervalued those tokens are, right? Right now we have everybody, getting excited about, Ondo, because they're with BlackRock. I think they're doing something with BlackRock from what I've been hearing. And I'm not saying Ondo is not going to go ahead and do nothing incredible, but if you look at his all-time high with Ondo's a brand new token, right? And when it comes to brand new tokens, it's very difficult to know where the top or the bottom is of that token. Now, can Ondo go to 20, 300 bucks, 400 bucks? It's possible. Anything's possible, right? Now, I don't think it'll do much. I mean, I think maybe at the best it'll do like 5 to 10 bucks, in my opinion. This token has been out for about 9 months, which the lowest has been about at 8 cents, and its all-time high was at $1.48, which was 4 months ago, which a lot of the altcoins printed their all-time high within that time. But what I'm trying to say is that in the meantime, as everybody's getting, distracted by the next meme coin, whether it's, cat dog or some other freaking meme coin that comes out every day, or a hot altcoin that's being talked about like Ondo, Sui, for example. You have a lot of these coins that just came out, and there's a lot of hype behind them, right? And the problem with those kind of tokens is that essentially you never know where that token is going to be heading, right? There's no prior information when it comes to the charts. So you really don't know where price discovery is going to be. Like, how do we really know what Ondo is valued at when Ondo's only been out for about 9 months, right? You got to keep in mind that when it comes to these altcoins, the reason why they push news and they want bullishness to happen is because essentially a lot of the investors, early investors, the team, they're holding on to tokens, right? So obviously they want to go ahead and push the price action up. The question is how high, and that's kind of the problem where we run into, in my opinion, where, VeChain has been out for a few years. It's been out since 5 years ago. All-time high was 3 years ago, which is at 27 cents, currently at 2 cents. And there's no attention to VeChain, man. No attention. It's already listed on top exchanges, Binance, Coinbase, and there's no attention. It's following during the real world. It's following under the real world asset narrative. And as well, if you go ahead and measure from where it's at, from its bottom to its previous all-time high, this is a 15x potential to be printed. So in the meantime, as everybody's, getting excited about Ondo, right now Sui is the next hot thing, which we'll go ahead and talk about. In the meantime, as everybody's like just chasing the shiny object and just going after chain after chain after chain because it runs up, you want to start getting into these assets, obviously, when no one cares about them. And this is why a lot of people lose money in crypto, because they're too busy trying to chase the next high. They're impatient. People are not patient. Like, the moment you're patient and you're waiting for your bag and you have conviction in what you're doing and what you're investing, and you completely understand, you're going to be able to look at opportunities like we're looking right now with VeChain and be like, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and load up, right? Now, none of this is financial advice, but if you go ahead and measure from its previous all-time high from March, where a lot of the altcoins topped off in Bitcoin, VeChain's already down 58%. So right now, I feel like there's a lot of bearishness in the market. Like, back in March, everybody was super excited. Like, I was extremely bearish around December, and I was bearish leading into the Bitcoin ETF. I'm like, guys, like, it's gonna go ahead and dump. Yeah, people were being emotional, talking about how the ETF, what's going to be the next big thing, it's going to $100,000. And you got to keep in mind, this is the buy the rumor, sell the news, right? So with VeChain, I think this is a token that has a lot of potential. Like this token from its previous all-time high, it's already down over 50%. I mean, let's go ahead and measure that. That is 91%. 91%. Like this is where the money's made, guys. This is where the money's made. If you put in a couple grand right here, worst case scenario, even hits back to a 7x. I think, you know, VeChain could probably go ahead and outdo what we saw prior. And the only reason why I say that is due to the fact that VeChain is under the real world asset narrative. A last bull run, it didn't do, you know, the numbers that we all expected VeChain to do. I mean, I remember being invested in VeChain and waiting for this kind of move for VeChain. And then I remember when the market topped off in April, and I was expecting VeChain to go to as high as $1, but essentially that's where VeChain topped off. VeChain topped off at roughly about 20 cents, but VeChain started to take off around December of 2020. And that's really where the market began to take off, right? So what I'm trying to say is that we want to go ahead and look for these opportunities before they happen, such as another one is Avax, right? I like Avax a lot. Hold on, I think I spelled it wrong. Okay, Avax right here. I like Avax a lot. I think Avax has a lot of potential and a lot of opportunity to the upside as well. Guess what? Avax is also following under the real world asset narrative. Let's see if Binance has a better chart. That's a better looking chart. A little bit more data, right? You always want to go with a chart that has a little bit more data to understand what's going on. But with Avax, another token following under the real world assets, right? As I mentioned, you want to get into these tokens when they're already down 90, 80%. Like, who do you hear on YouTube talking about VeChain? Like, I haven't heard anybody. Well, then again, I don't look for anybody, you know, researching VeChain, but I don't think I've seen any major YouTuber talk about VeChain, talk about Avax, besides Alex Becker. But no one is bringing to the attention of Avax that it's within the real world asset narrative. Everybody's getting Ondo, Sui, you know, all these hot blockchains. Like, there's a lot of blockchains, guys, but Avax, the reason why, and I'm almost like repeating myself all the time. Like, I just want to go ahead and like make you realize how big this is. California DMV makes history, digitizes 42 million card titles on Avalanche blockchain. Like, I don't know, I'm not sure if anybody understands how big this is. Like, if you're from the US, like, California is a pretty big state, right? And if they're going to go ahead and digitize 42 million card titles, imagine what other states are going to go ahead and do. They're going to go ahead and follow through, because if California leads and it's very successful, then the rest of the states are also going to go ahead and follow. And this is utility right here. You know, I like meme coins, but you want to also have a diversified portfolio of, you know, your meme coins and then your utility coins, right? Avalanche, real world asset. Let's go ahead and take a look at Avalanche. But let's go ahead and click on this right here on CoinMarketCap, and let's look at where Avalanche is. 40 years ago, all-time low was $2. All-time high was 146 last bull run. Listed on top exchanges, Binance, Coinbase, Bybit. Already listed on top exchanges, right? If you go ahead and zoom out on the AW, look at Avax, where it's at. It's practically at its low before it took off. Now, $25 is a little pricey. I'm not going to go ahead and sit here in line. The reason why we're all attracted to meme coins is because there's a lot of zeros and we feel like there's a potential for it to go to $1, right? It's like, you know, Shiba Inu or like Dogecoin. Like, Shiba Inu is never going to go to $1 in my opinion. I mean, maybe in like 40 years, but what I'm trying to say is that people go ahead and ignore these kind of tokens, and they rather go into the tokens that are, oh, like, let's say Ondo's at $1. Like I said, Ondo maybe does, you know, surprise all of us. Maybe it surprises me. But what I'm trying to say is, why don't we just stick to what we've seen in prior cycles? Like, look at VeChain right here. VeChain's literally within the zone before it made that run up to the upside right here back in 2021. Look at where VeChain's at right now. Not VeChain, Avalanche, Avax. Same within zone. How high did Avax go? $150. And looking at where Avax is currently right now, you measure to the top, let's say it goes, you know, towards its previous all-time high. That's a 5x, right? That's not a crazy return. Let's be completely honest with us. If it does hit this, you know, it's not going to be a crazy return like VeChain that could give us a potential of over 10 or 15x, or like meme coins, which I love, which we're going to talk about shortly right now. But this is a kind of token that you can put in like 100K, 40K, 30K, and like not have to worry too much about it. Because like even if you have that kind of money, you don't have to worry about liquidity. You don't have to worry about like how high can VeChain really go. I mean, we have data of how high VeChain can really go. Like once VeChain starts to break through this $40 mark again, VeChain's off to the races to try to reclaim this area right here, which is at $150. Now, if we measure at where VeChain's currently at right now, VeChain's not too far out from this range. I mean, that's about a 1x, which is not too bad. But if you go ahead and zoom in a little bit closely, VeChain has essentially hit his all-time low. Like it's already at his all-time low. I was expecting VeChain to go down to like $8. Unfortunately, it didn't. It went as low as $17. But looking at VeChain right here, we're not that far from getting closer to that breakout. As you see, we're literally right here before VeChain took off back in 2021, and it so happens to be around August, right? You know, we're in October, which a lot of people are getting excited for this market to go up higher. But as you see, another token with a lot of potential is within the real world asset narrative. Apparently, it's also within the gaming sector. So that's two sectors that Avax is hitting all at once. Let's go ahead and see if we can find anything with Avax gaming. So here you go. These are the games that are going to be on Avalanche, on Avax, man. So like, how more bullish can we really get? Like, this looks pretty cool. This looks kind of like a Fortnite kind of game. Like, really, like, we can't get any better when it comes to this. It's within the real world asset narrative. It's within the gaming sectors, two sectors that Avax is under. And if we go ahead and look at how Avax has been performing on DeFi Llama, Avax is number 8 with $1 billion in TVL, which Avax was like under 25. And this is crazy. Like, I've been eyeing Avax for a while, and it's still at a very low price, right? Like, what does that mean? Are whales gearing up for it? Possibly, right? But it's within real world asset narrative, and it's within gaming. Like, I really don't hear much people talking about it. I know Alex Becker is like the only one that's also talking about Avax and how big it is, but no one's bringing this like, no one's talking about this, man. Like this is what you want to be invested in. When you see all this bullish news, volumes climbing up, is in good sectors, real world assets, it's in gaming, and no one's talking about it, and everybody's too focused about BlackRock, Ondo, Sui, you know, this meme coin that's taking off. Everybody's focused on that in the meantime, as Avalanche is slowly creeping up in the back end, right? So let's go on to the next token that I believe also has a lot of value. Now, CRO, right? I do know there's another YouTuber that's pretty big on CRO. I forgot his name. I think his name is Ramos or something like that. But CRO, Chronos, for all those that don't know and are not aware of it, I'm sure all of you should know. Chronos is the Crypto.com exchange. They also came out with their own blockchain, which they actually came out with their own. Well, I'm not sure if they came out with it directly, but they came out with someone came out with Crow with a Knife, which is a meme coin that took off, that got listed on Crypto.com, right? Well, the reason why I'm very bullish on Chronos is because CRO went ahead and took over the Staples Center, which is now the Crypto.com arena, right? So now when you go over to LA to go to these concerts and events and watch these basketball games and hockey games, whatever kind of sports they have in there, guess what people are going to see? Crypto arena. Crypto.com arena. It's a really good marketing tactic, guys. Like, people have not woken up to it yet, but CRO has also been here with all the collapses that happened with all these exchanges these last couple months, right? A couple years already. So the fact that, Chronos is still around CRO, I think speaks pretty highly of them, in my opinion. You could also go ahead. I'm not sure if this is exactly like the real world asset category. I mean, technically it is within the RWA category. Crypto.com, I mean, they have their own debit cards, which you could go ahead and use. The only bad thing, with Crypto.com is that their fees are kind of pricey, and as well as only a mobile exchange, which kind of sucks, right? Like if this exchange was like on desktop, it's not available in the US like that, right? There is in other countries you can use a desktop mode. In the US, you can only use the application mode, so you can only use it on your phone, which is, for some people might be very, very difficult, right? But with that being said, Crypto.com, they have these debit cards, right, which you could go ahead and use, spend your crypto on. You could go ahead and, if you're a holder of CRO, you can see the different tiers right here: $4,000, $40,000, $400,000. The kind of rewards you get back in cash back, and as well the kind of things you also get, the benefits. Like for example, these two, you only get them for 6 months. I think prior used to be for a whole year, forever. But now you need to go ahead and get the Rose Gold and the Icy one, which is about $40,000, and then $400,000 for the Obsidian, right? But you get Spotify, Netflix, Prime, X, Expedia. You get some exclusive things there. You get VIP airport lounge as well. I don't know what Crypto.com private is. Maybe they offer you tickets or stuff like that. But even the one with the $400,000, they give you a private jet partnership, whatever that means. But what I'm trying to say is Crypto.com, I like the convenience of their platform. Yes, they're a little bit pricey kind of cards. You get, CRO and cashback, and you could also go ahead and get some of these benefits for free. Spotify, Netflix, and Prime, which you're practically, partner with, from what it seems like. But yeah, you do have to do that hefty $40,000 investment. But we're not here about, Spotify. All of you guys could go ahead and buy Spotify, right? We're not going to invest 40 grand to have Spotify for free, which, kind of seems like a deal with Spotify going up in value. I think Spotify like $13 now, man. Vernon, how's it going, my guy? Glad to have you here. But if you look at CRO right here, guys, it's at his all-time low too. Same freaking thing. I'm telling you, these are hidden gems right here that no one is paying attention to right now at the moment. Very few people are paying attention to this. CRO already from its all-time high, which was about $1, it's currently right now down over 91%. And from where it topped off in March to 17 cents, CRO currently is down over 57%. And I'm seeing a lot of people being bearish in the market. It's like, bro, it's like we went through since March of the market just going down, over 5 months of just the market constantly going down. How bearish can you really be at this point? We already went through everything. Can we go lower? I mean, possibly, but I really doubt it, But, I'm not a financial advisor, but take a look at this. Look, CRO all-time low to its previous all-time high, which is roughly about $1. A 10x. This is a 10x right here, guys. Another altcoin with a 10x potential, right? Hasn't taken off. Nobody cares about it. No one's paying attention to it, like VeChain, like Avax, like Chronos. Another hidden gem. Another hidden gem. Now, to keep it very simple, I'm just sticking to the tokens right here that are having most of the activity on on-chain data. As you see right here, you see Solana, you see Arbitrum, you see Base. Obviously, Sui has been picking up, which is interesting. Sui used to not be this high. But what I do want to go ahead and show you is that I'm not sure if any of you remember, but I've talked about how there's always one altcoin that takes off during a bull run season. Last cycle, BNB was the runner. That's what was hot. This cycle, we started to have a little bit of Solana start to take off, right? So, I mean, Solana started to take off a little bit last cycle too, but Prior to that, it was BNB. Then Solana ended up taking off, right? This cycle, we've been seeing some movers that they've been running up on their own. We've been seeing Solana do its own thing, and now we're seeing Sui do its own thing. Sui has literally been outperforming most of these altcoins. And we go ahead and take a look at Sui right here. This is the ugliest looking chart. There's no way I was looking at this chart. Damn, man. This thing has ran up like crazy. I remember talking about Sui right here back around 50 cents. It wasn't in the channel, but I was just looking at it. And yeah, look, Sui had this breakout. Sui had this breakout, which I'm expecting a lot of these altcoins to do. And Sui, from its all-time low back in August when we had that flash crash, it's already up over a 3x, guys. A 3x from these last couple weeks. This is insane. So Sui is literally doing its own thing. And none of the altcoins have really reacted to this kind of activity. And that's why I think that altcoin season is near. Now, can Sui go ahead and kind of like drop back down? I think Sui will drop about, in my opinion, like 40%. And that's why I'm telling you right now, you know, I'm not a financial advisor, so, you know, do not listen to me. But the reason why I'm bringing this to your attention is because Sui has already ran up a lot, man. There's too much buying pressure, and eventually it has to come down. It doesn't have to, but it does have to come down at one point. You know, when is that point? I don't know. And that's the kind of the hard thing when it comes to a lot of these tokens, is that you're kind of chasing them. It's like, what do you want to do? Do you want to go ahead and take the lowest risk, or do you want to be chasing a coin like 99% of people do? Right? It's like Sui, how high will it go before it retraces? Maybe it goes to $4. Maybe it goes to $5 before it retraces. I don't know, but I think at this point you're at very high levels of risk. So as everybody's trying to just chase this pump because Sui continues to go up, maybe we do see Sui break out at $3. But what we're seeing right now is we're seeing some sort of altcoin breakout right now. You know, maybe Sui doesn't move like this, which I'm just looking at right now, and I just noticed maybe it doesn't move like this, and then finally decides to go ahead and break out even higher, right? Maybe it does something like this, which is very, very possible, right? This would actually be very bullish. So if you're looking to go to Sui, I would just wait for it to kind of come down. Will it come down? I don't know. Maybe you miss out on it, and that's unfortunate. But in the meantime, as everybody is getting excited for Sui, you start looking at the tokens like CRO. You start looking at Avax, which, you know, California, 42 million card titles. They're in the gaming sector as well. Crypto.com is all-time low. You know, instead of chasing these shiny objects. Now, with that being said, let's go ahead and take a look at ETH real quick before we start looking at some memes that I want to talk about. What's your exit goal for Crody? That's a good question, man. We'll talk about that in a bit. So let's go ahead and take a look at Ethereum, right? You know, Ethereum has been really underperforming the market, guys. Like, it hasn't really done much. It's actually been going lower, right? And the question is, how low can Ethereum go, right? A lot of people are extremely bearish for Ethereum. You know, Ethereum's not going to be gone. At least I don't think so. Yes, it's going to be other chains that are going to be doing a lot better than Ethereum. But if we could go ahead and see Ethereum start to pick up and start breaking above this $2,800, I do believe we could be seeing a lot of these altcoins also begin to start to take off, right? I think most of the altcoins will really start to take off once we see Ethereum break above this $3,700. Like, once we break this resistance right here, guys, like, we're off to the races. Like, I think, in my opinion, this is where a lot of like the altcoins will start to take off. Like, I'm not saying none of them are, like, we have to wait for Ethereum to hit $3,700, but what I'm saying is that because this is a major area of resistance for Ethereum at around this $36,000 range, once Ethereum starts to break this, a lot of the altcoins will start to run up. Not saying that altcoins won't run up. I mean, you just saw Sui do its own thing without Ethereum, and typically we have Bitcoin and then Ethereum, and then altcoins start to take off. But then there's also a few of those altcoins that are doing their own thing, such as Solana did back in 2023 last year, right? Such as Sui now, which is doing its own thing. Like, it's taking off before anything else is taking off in the market. So to me, that's giving us an indicator that we could be soon be breaking out from this downtrend. And as you see, Ethereum's also getting ready to break out of this downtrend. Like if we can see Ethereum break past $2,800, which has been struggling quite a bit and could continue to climb up, like this is going to be really, really bullish for a lot of altcoins, because you got to keep in mind a lot of these altcoins are running on what chain? The Ethereum blockchain. Avalanche is running on Ethereum. Pepe is running on Ethereum. Shiba is running on Ethereum. Dogecoin is running on Ethereum. A lot of these altcoins and meme tokens are running on a certain chain. For example, Ethereum, Solana, right? So with that being said, it looks like Ethereum's looking pretty good, but I don't expect much to happen until we really start approaching this $2,800 range once again. But let's go ahead and take a look at meme tokens, right? Because meme tokens, some of them haven't really been doing too well, some of them have. Now let's go ahead and start off with the ones on base, right? You know how bullish I am on Andy on base. I'm actually looking to go ahead and throw in more into my position. I've been throwing in more, and I've literally called this breakout right here back in September. Like you can go back to my YouTube videos, you can go ahead and check, and I was calling for this kind of breakout to happen, right? So I'm still bullish. I'm still continuing to buy this. I haven't sold a dime on this, and I'm looking to go ahead and really see Andy on base go over 100 million plus market cap. Now you're like, John, why are you saying 100 million plus market cap when it's barely at 8 million? Well, it's all-time high back over here in June. It was over 30 million. And if we go ahead and take a look at another token that's doing and moves very similar to Andy on base, guess what that token is? Andy on ETH. Andy on ETH moves very, very similar. Like when Andy on ETH pumps, guess what pumps? Andy on base pumps times more. You know, so like they're very correlated, which is interesting. And you're also seeing this very similar move, very similar pattern to what Sui was doing before it had that initial breakout. So it looks like a lot of these altcoins are getting ready for that next leg up, right? We're probably going to see a move like this, in my opinion. This is what I think we're going to see. And this could take a month, this could take 2 months, it could take 3 months, but even if we go ahead and take a look at this a little bit further out, I think they're going to continue to run, right? Now, you know, I'm bullish on Andy on base because the only way to be exposed to base chain is through meme coins or to be exposed through Aerodrome, right? So I'm actually going to be loading up on some Andy on base today, probably after this video. I'm going to go ahead and load up. I've just been waiting to see if it's going to be able to hold this. Maybe it falls down slightly, but I think I might just go ahead and just throw some money in it, see where it goes. But like I said, I'm not really planning of selling Andy anytime soon. I have a pretty good bag. Like I have a pretty nice bag with Andy. So I'm definitely looking forward to Andy. This is going to be a pretty good position. Let me drink some water and let me look at the comments real quick. Birdon says, oh, memes my favorite, lose everything or make it overnight. Yeah, man, memes are super risky, but if you choose the right one, which is very, very difficult to do, you can make a lot of money. Like I really regret not throwing my money on KeyCat, right? I was expecting the market to go down lower, and I had the opportunity to invest in KeyCat right here at the bottom, which was, I believe, at 5 million market cap. And ever since then, KeyCat has just broken out over 4x already. And a lot of these other base meme tokens haven't done that yet, right? So I think a lot of these coins are getting ready for this breakout, guys. Like this might be our last time for buying a lot of the dips on a lot of these altcoins and meme coins. Luckily, I've been loading up on a lot. Now, the same ones at least. Now, I really wish I would have had the opportunity for Keyboard. Keyboard Cat's a pretty funny one. It's literally just literally a cat playing a keyboard. That's literally the reason why I'm bullish. But I mean, look, like who wouldn't want to invest and throw their life savings into a cat playing a keyboard? You know, it's like I definitely would, you know. And obviously a lot of people are, because there's $35 million into it practically, at almost at a 1 million market cap with almost a million almost about 1,000,000 24-hour volume, guys. Like, this thing is insane. Like, if you would have caught this bottom, which I was expecting it to go lower, and I'm really pissed. You can't catch all of them. It is what it is, and that's the reason why I'm focusing on the ones before they break out. But this from his previous all-time low to his all-time high, over a 14x return, guys. Quick money. I mean, imagine you would have put in like $2 grand into this token, and you go ahead and let's say it does a 14x. You go ahead and put in 2 grand. That's some pretty good money. 28 grand. Like, that's a pretty good trade for $2,000, right? Now, obviously this could have also gone the opposite way, but Benny is another one also that I've been just loading up on slightly. I'm not getting too aggressive on this one, to be completely honest, just because I haven't really been seeing much activity. But I think this one also is going to blow up by surprise, and it did do pretty well back over here. So I have thrown some money into this, but this also has a lot of potential over a 10x plus return on Benny. The only thing I don't like about Benny is that it's lacking volume, to be completely honest. It is a community takeover, but that's the only thing. I would say the only thing is that it's lacking volume, but it could also be a bullish thing, right? Andy doesn't have that bad of volume. It has about 24,000 on the 24-hour, which is not the best, but also not the worst, right? Now, let's go ahead and take a look at the Solana meme coins. Yeah, we do need some love for Dab's token. Are you gonna start streaming more consistently, or is it a pipe dream? I'm gonna be streaming more consistently, but only on weekends. Right now, as of right now, I could only do weekends. Maybe over time, I could go ahead and start implementing a little bit more, but like right now, just been super busy. I really wish I could. Like, I really wish I could stream like the old days, man. But I definitely will be focusing more on streaming. I'm going to be doing it more like once or twice a week, and honestly, I think it's better, man. I think it's better. I think, to be completely honest, I think people appreciate my streams a lot more now that I'm not on every day, right? It's like prior, it's like at one point, like I was streaming so many a day and my return wasn't too well. I do very well. So I actually don't mind it, and it gives us some time to digest the information of the market too, right? But right now, let's just keep it simple. I do not want to stress over committing into something that I'm not too sure. But like I said, I think I streamed last week, so I'm here again. So so far so good. We have been sticking to the plan of streaming once a week, I believe. But yeah, so let's go ahead and take a look at another token that I'm super bullish on, that I just got into, that I'm going to probably throw in a little bit more money into, is a gently used 2001 Honda Civic. Like, this thing took off a while back. I think maybe Vernon was the one who told me about this. Maybe Glenn. I'm not too sure, but a gently used Honda Civic. I remember the hype about this token back over here around January, right? Like I said, I love buying these tokens when they're down over like 80+%. Like, this thing's down 92%, and when it's at his all-time low at 98%. Now with this token too as well, I'm a little disappointed because I had the opportunity to buy back here, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna wait a little bit to see how the market reacts, and obviously it went up. So I'm a little disappointed on that. I could have also caught this bottom on gently used Honda. That would have been already over up a 2-3x, which I would have still held. But I entered like around right here, around 2 to 3 million market cap. So right now I'm at a break even, right? But also a gently used Honda Civic also is getting destined for a nice little pump. I mean, we could probably go as high as an 8x, a 9x, even worst case scenario, a 5x. You put in $2,000, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. You make 10 grand off of a 10x, and you throw that money into like B Chain, CRO, Avax. You throw them into those good tokens, or maybe you go ahead and take yourself to a fancy vacation with the wife or the kids or the girlfriend or the husband, right? This is what the meme coins do, right? Like if you position yourself before they take off, you will make a lot of money. The problem is a lot of people go after the meme coins when they're like this, when they're already up a lot. This is why a lot of people lose money on memes. People lose a lot of money on memes due to the fact that they're always chasing instead of just sticking to the ones that are building, sticking to the ones that are not doing anything. A gently used Honda Civic, dude, I think this one's definitely going to go ahead and come back. I mean, they were almost doing about $1 million in volume, I think, a few days ago. That's what caught my interest, because I was watching it for a few days, and I like to do that. I like to watch them for a few days. As you see right here, I have a whole entire list of tokens that I watch. Why? Because I wait for opportunities to present themselves, and then I throw money. Sometimes I miss them. I mean, yeah, I miss a gently used Honda from its bottom. Yes, I miss, keyboard cat at the bottom, unfortunately. But I think this still has a lot of room, right? I think at this point it's less riskier, in my opinion. So I think a gently used Honda is a new one that I just got into. Another token right now that I'm holding on to. We did talk about Magic Internet Money. I never found a position on this. I did see it run up these last couple of days. But yeah, this thing's also at its bottom and is also looking ready to go ahead and, take off. Let's see what this return is. Not too bad. Yeah, you could go ahead and do, from his previous all-time high. It's over 18x, guys. This is where you want to be in when no one cares about it. Now, the thing I do like about Magic Internet Money is that they have some pretty good volume, bro. $131,000 in volume is actually really good. It's actually really good, dude. I'm probably going to throw some money into this. I've been waiting. This is actually the zone that I've been waiting to enter. Like, I got into Magic Internet Money, like, barely when it launched, and I rode the wave all the way. I took profits a little too early, but I think I sold right here at the top. At this top right here, and unfortunately didn't catch this all the way to the top right here. But yeah, I remember, selling Magic Internet Money around this zone right here, unfortunately, before it took off. So sometimes you catch them, sometimes you don't get to exit fully, but I mean, that's profit is profit, right? But yeah, this thing's at its all-time low. I like their volume. Now, their volume's definitely a lot better than freaking Crody, bro. Crody has some crappy volume, which, it's a little disappointing, to be completely honest. But I still have hope that this thing's gonna pick up. But this is at $131,000 in 24-hour volume, and if we go ahead and take a look at Crody, $9,000, bro. Like $9,000. Like no one's really freaking buying this, which I've been loading up on. I'm still down 40% on my position because I've been literally buying since over here, which a lot of you bought over here, which I waited. I told all of you I was going to wait for like a 50+% correction, and actually got an 85% correction. And I've been DCAing since this 80 plus correction all the way down to what is now 95%. So I've literally just been, I have way too much money, to be completely honest, in Crody. But I do have hopes that this thing's going to pick up. Now, I am going to be completely honest. Their volume, I'm very disappointed, man. I'm very disappointed. It's a little concerning that they've been struggling a lot. They're at a $9,000 of 24-hour volume. Hasn't really done shit, to be completely honest. It is showing, a little bit of signs of strength, but it's also showing a lot more signs of weakness, right? Like, realistically, this chart right here doesn't make me feel too good, to be completely honest, because this thing could definitely go like this, which is all ultimately going to be the biggest buying opportunity. But bro, I'm already down like 40%. Like, I've been DCAing, and this is like my biggest Solana bag that I have. Not my biggest bag that I have of all my meme tokens. I think my second biggest is Andy, which I put in a little too much that I should have, to be completely honest. But I know these tokens are going to pay off, and fingers crossed Crody pays off. But like, dude, I'm like, just to give you a number, I'm like 30 sold deep, I believe. 30 sold deep into Crody, which is quite a bit for a freaking Solana meme coin. Like, at the most, you just want to throw in like $500 to like at the max, usually $1,000. Usually, I think $300 to $500 is the maximum with most of the meme coins. Now, going anything over that, like, yes, you're gonna get a nice return, but you're also taking a bigger risk, right? So, fingers crossed, Crody starts to pick up. We have been seeing some activity where, like, I've also tried to pick up this bottom. I didn't get the chance. I waited. I ended up just buying right here again. So it's not down too bad. I ended up loading up a little bit over last week as well, or this week, I think it was. I can't remember. I think it was last week. I threw in a little bit more money into that. Patiently waiting. Another one too is Anonymous, which I don't know why this thing dumped 31%. But I think someone maybe, I need to talk to Dabmaster. Maybe Vernon knows. I'm not too sure, but I'm assuming maybe someone that was a top holder probably sold, and this is what caused like the dump. Like maybe someone cheated. See, the thing is that most people get impatient. Like for example, like even with Anon or like Crody, right? Like I've been throwing money into Anon as well. Not to where I want to be completely honest. I want to have more money in. And I've been throwing more money into like Crody or like a gently used Honda, just because I do think that, Anon's going to take a little bit longer to go ahead and do that. But I do think it's going to break out very soon. I mean, realistically, we just need to break out within the zone right here, which is, let's see what zone that would be, that market cap. Where's the market cap? Right here. Let's go ahead and look at what market cap that would be. All Anon has to go ahead and do is break past this $100,000 market cap, which is we're not too far out, and we'll be able to start finally moving up. But I think probably a top holder finally cheated. He probably couldn't hold on to it. This is the thing. A lot of people are going to sell their bags at the bottom as usual. And then once they sell their bags, what's going to go ahead and happen is that this move is going to happen. And then people are going to be buying, and people are going to continue to be buying. You're going to be buying as they're seeing the price just run up. As you see, everybody like myself who got in essentially at this bottom, we're already deep in profits. And essentially people are just going to continue to buy, and essentially we're going to be selling, right? So then the token's going to go ahead and correct. This is not just an anonymous token thing. This is all tokens. This is all meme coins. They're going to do this kind of move. And then they're going to go ahead and have a next leg up to go ahead and fly out, right? We've seen this multiple times. I mean, I could literally show you AMC. Also another one that I missed out, unfortunately. Like I was literally talking about AMC. Like I got in AMC back over here in January, made a nice little bag. Unfortunately, round tripped it. And then I also made a nice little bag. Oh no, I missed it right here. But dude, if I would have thrown in money right here at the bottom, which I was just waiting for, I was like, I don't think it's gonna pump yet. Like, let me just wait for it to go lower. Guys, just DCA. I've learned just to dollar cost average, because you get to a point where like you're waiting for it to go lower, you're waiting for it to go lower, and it never freaking goes lower, bro. Like, just dollar cost average. Like, yes, it might hurt. You might buy right now and it dumps 50%. So what, man? It is what it is. But I've learned my lesson now to just dollar cost average. Like, just throw your money, and if it dumps 30-40%, buy more. But I've also missed out on this AMC pump right here where I could have made a nice freaking return. Dude, this is a 9,000%. I think it's like a 90x. This is like almost a 100x right here, bro. I missed out on this. But also, AMC is getting ready for this breakout. I wish I was waiting for $500,000 on AMC, but look, this thing's also going to go ahead and fly out again, right? But the thing is, what I'm trying to show you is that once again, when people are in doubt, you're going to have these moves to the upside. Same thing with your Anonymous. Same thing with your Magic Internet money. Same thing with your Crody. Yes, it's definitely hitting me where I'm like, damn, bro, like I probably threw in a little too much money and I should have just diversified. You know what I mean? But like, I know, I'm pretty confident, and I hope that this pays off, man. And it has been painful seeing my bag, but that's why I diversified to used car now. I've been diversifying a little bit to Anonymous. you know, a little bit more onto. I've added more to Andy, which I'm going to add to tonight. I'm going to add more to used car as well tonight, but I'm not gonna add to Crody anymore, man. To be completely honest, I'm already down 40% on Crody. So like I just don't want to be continue to add to a bag where it just gets bigger, 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 and it goes lower, 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 right? Like I already threw in a decent amount of money into this. So I'm just gonna wait. Now, if Crody does dump another 50%, yeah, I'm gonna throw in money for sure. But I'm just not gonna throw in money right now. I already bought quite a bit. I did tell myself that I wasn't going to buy any more Crody, and I did buy some more Crody last week. So yeah, that's sad. I also told myself I'm not going to buy any more Andy, and I'm actually probably going to buy some more Andy after this stream. So, but Crody, same thing, man. I'm probably on average right now. All I need is Crody to go to be back at break even. It's at 3 million, guys. So I'm actually not that far away, and this is kind of the reason why I'm just like, you know what, like, I'm just gonna go ahead and be smart about it and not complain about it, because I know Crody's time's gonna come. But I'm only this far out from Crody for it to go ahead and break even if I really wanted to exit this trade, which is not too far out. It's about a 2 to 3x, right? But with Crody, if you go ahead and see it, this also has a nice little potential. Like even at his worst case scenario, it goes back right here. This is a 10x already. If it goes back to his all-time high, which was over 30 million plus market cap, that's over 30x. So that's the reason why, like, I've been loading up on Crody, bro, because I'm like, dude, a 30x with the kind of money I have in there, like, this is gonna be a nice bag. Like, I know Crody's gonna be a nice bag, Andy's gonna be a nice bag. Like, those two are gonna be some really good plays, man. Some really good plays. Like, I'm really looking forward to it, but it's really playing my patience, to be completely honest, man. It's hard, but this is where you want to be buying with a lot of these meme coins. You want to be buying at these bottoms. Now, I would suggest diversifying is a lot better. So don't just throw all your money into a token like me, hoping for the best, but essentially just double down on what you believe in. Verdon says, Crody seems overpriced around 1 million hanging by a thread. Yeah, I agree, man. No one's willing to pay $1 million for Crody. Your golden days were something else. Insane calls from everyone back to back. Yeah, man, I miss those days. Somebody needs to make that funny cat video. Maybe that's you. You get to cooking, John. I don't know who though. Hopefully nobody on the central team. You were waiting for your paycheck, if I recall correctly. Yeah, for AMC, you're right. Yeah, AMC went down to 85,000 and was 100K just before that leg up. Really? I want to get AMC at a lower price. I just think AMC's a little, in my opinion, a little too pricey right now. But also, like, this is the thing, guys. Like, you also don't want to be too stingy, because, like, I was waiting for a lot of these bottoms to go down lower, and they just don't happen, right? Sometimes they happen, sometimes they don't. And for AMC, I mean, it did go as low back in August to 600,000, which I had the opportunity to buy, and I didn't buy it again. So, like, I also got to consider, though, like, AMC does have a lot of hype. Like, if GameStop on the stock market starts to run up, this thing's gonna run up again. But I don't know, we'll see. Maybe, like, if I make some money off of used car or maybe another token, I'll flip it into this profits. But unless I see it at 500,000, I think that's going to be a good buying opportunity. Now, Magic Internet Money has definitely caught up my attention, man. Like, I don't know, this volume, well, this is weird, because this one only has $3 in volume. And then this one right here has $131,000 in volume, which is insane, bro. It's like, what are they doing to have that kind of volume? Like, are they like bot trading, or are people like loading up their bags? Like, do they know something's coming? Like, I mean, I know their community is pretty active. Maybe Vernon Catalas, but dude, I don't know. I like that kind of volume, man. Like, $131,000 in 24-hour volume is pretty good. considering this token's at 300,000 market cap, man. Now, how accurate is this? I'm not too sure. But it's definitely having a lot better volume than most of the other tokens. So I'm going to be loading up on some Andy, and I'm going to be loading up on some used car. And I might consider some Magic Internet Money, but we'll see. But I'm for sure going to load up on some Andy. Andy and Crody are my two biggest bags right now when it comes to these cryptos. Meme tokens are like my biggest. Oh, that's a Radium pool. Nice. Yeah, go ahead and smash that like button, guys, and make sure to go ahead and use my Blofin link down below. $5,000 in sign-up bonuses. Just make sure to go ahead and click my link. No KYC required, no ID, no social security number, no passport. Literally just an email, phone number. Plus, you can go ahead and leverage trade a lot of these meme coins, such as Brett. Yeah, but it's a pretty good day today. I appreciate you being here, Vernon. Definitely excited to go ahead and get the stream back up and running. Yeah, they are officially pumping the volume in connection with marketing. Seems like it is having a little bit though. I mean, that's pretty good, man. I mean, the thing is that at least it shows that they're doing something with it. Like, are you still in Magic Internet Money or no? But I know El Gato did pretty good, man. This thing ran up. Like, I've been eyeing your freaking meme tokens, bro. Like, I know this thing has ran up quite a bit these last couple of days. I mean, look at this bottom from September to where it's at, over 2x, man, 3x total. So I'm just patiently waiting, man. I know our time's coming for the tokens that you're in. You just have to be patient, man. And I know it hurts, just like for me, Crony. I wouldn't say it hurts. It just pisses me off. Because, like, I'm seeing every freaking other token run up, and Crody just hasn't done shit. And it just kind of bothers me. It's like, bro, like, are you serious? Like, these tokens are pumping, and Crody, with, like, the best narrative, in my opinion, hasn't done shit. But maybe this is where the breakout comes in, guys. You know, it kind of does look very similar to a lot of these other tokens. Like, maybe this was the bottom for Crody. Like, I think $900,000 is the bottom, because it's been hovering within this range for quite a long time. And if you've noticed, now that I just realized, El Gato, this one right here, if you take a look at this one was also hovering within some sort of bottom for a while before having that breakout. Same thing with used car. Right? Same thing with used car. This thing was also hovering for a while before it had that breakout. Look, consolidated for quite a bit before it decided to go up. So maybe I just bought Crody a little too early, man. Like, I should have just waited for it to bottom out, which I didn't. You know, I mean, I'm sure we all thought the market was going to go ahead, because I was expecting the market from here and right here to just go like this and have its next leg up, and my goal was to exit Crody before we would see some move like this. And I think it caught a lot of people by surprise, this market. And then the same thing right here, I also thought this thing was going to finally break out, and it was a fake out. That's what you always want to wait for confirmation, right? But like I said, maybe this is the bottom finally for Crody. I don't know. I hope it dumps a little bit more. I would like to go ahead and get it at 500,000. But yeah, I think it just needs to really find its floor. Like, depending on where its floor is, I think once it bottoms out, that's when it's going to take off. Like, for example, like Magic Internet Money, right? Like, I think this thing has bottomed out from what it looks like. If I'm not mistaken, I think this was my price target from what I was talking about. I did say, 300,000, I believe. And this thing right here, like, it's not loading up, but I think this thing has also bottomed out. Yeah, I bought 0.1 at 300K for El Gato. Crody could still capitulate to 700K range easily. Yeah, I agree. Might just see a little more fear in the market before it's probably time to send it later in Q4. Crody will be smashed. Yeah, man, I agree. I definitely agree. Like Crody's just hanging on by the thread, so I think I'm gonna stay away from throwing money into this for now, because I don't want to be throwing money into something that just continues to go down, because I'm missing out on opportunities. Like I could be swing trading other opportunities, like El Gato, that was a 3x already right there. You know, a gently used Honda Civic, that was another 3x I missed right there. You know, like I've already missed out on a few opportunities for doubling down on Crody. So that's kind of the reason why I'm going to be diversifying. So I'm gonna consider it. I think I might just like hold off of throwing money in Crody right now, and I'm going to throw in some more money on used car for sure, because I do think it's going to be getting ready for a breakout. And then I'm going to be throwing in some money into Andy, which could probably go down lower. But honestly, guys, like I think Andy at an 8 million market cap is a freaking steal. Like anything under 10 mil. I think even I bought in as high as like 13 mil earlier, like last week. I think that's a steal, in my opinion. So I'm going to throw in some more money on Andy. I'm going to throw some more money into gently used Honda. I think that's pretty undervalued. And I'm going to consider throwing some more money into Magic Internet Money. I'm going to consider throwing some money into this. And also Anonymous, because this thing has dumped quite a bit. My price target for Anonymous was like 30K, and it's at 55K. So like, why should I be greedy, right? Like, I could throw one Solana in this and have a really nice bag. So consider those. Let's look at Cat Dog. I see it's trending right here, and I was waiting for a Cat Dog for it to finally hit its bottom, but I don't think the bottom for Cat Dog is there yet. Let's see. This thing's not freaking loading up, bro. Go ahead and close down a lot of these tabs. Let's go to deck screener. And I just can't wait until this bull run like starts, guys. Like I just can't wait until that euphoria starts coming in. You know, I'm streaming, like everybody's happy, everybody's making money. Like that's the freaking best, bro. Like I remember like when I was streaming and everybody like on the stream was making money, bro. Like that was the times, man. Those were the days. Those were the days of the market. When everybody was making money, and I just can't wait for that, dude. That's like the best feeling ever, especially like when everybody as a group's making money together. Best thing ever. But honestly, I'm glad the market's down because of the fact that I'm glad the market's down because I think these are buying opportunities, man. And Cat Dog's actually not looking too bad. I was actually waiting for it to go down this low at 2 million market cap. I think it might be a little expensive for 2 million. What are your thoughts, Bernard, on this? What are your thoughts on Cat Dog right here? I don't know. I kind of like this price at 2 mil. I mean, from this bottom to this top, you know, this thing's over 30x, bro. Like I love these 30x's. Like these 30x's get me excited. Now the thing is with Cat Dog, I think it was heavily pushed by a lot of influencers, but it was practically just a giant pump and dump. And I told a lot of people just to watch out for it, and I told them that I was gonna wait until it collapses like 80+%, which it has. Like Cat Dog has dumped like 80+%, man. Like look at this. 97%. This thing has dumped. Essentially, that's when you want to be buying. John, we seen any launches from you when the market gig ascends? 100%, bro. 100%. Have no idea what's going on with the community, but throwing a little money at least could go somewhere. For what token are you talking about? Are you talking about Cat Dog? Yeah, I mean, I think, guys, to be completely honest, I think right now this is like the lowest risk, in my opinion, that you could take on altcoins, on meme coins. Like, this is the lowest risk, in my opinion. Like let's say you throw 500 bucks into Cat Dog, or even 100 bucks. Let's just say 500 bucks. You throw in 500 bucks in Cat Dog right here at the bottom, and let's say even if it comes back closed, which I'm sure it will, I think it's a pretty good narrative, goes to a 20x. Bro, look at this. 20 times 500. This is going to be 10 grand. Like, you'll make 10 grand if this thing comes back up to these ranges, which is not impossible, in my opinion. I'm sure it will come back to these ranges up and higher when the bull run starts. But the question is, like, when is that? You know, is it in a week? Is it 2 weeks? Is it 3 weeks? There's a lot of fear right now in the market. People are speculating, like, oh, if Trump wins, if Harris wins, there's a lot of this back and forth. I don't think it's going to fully affect the market. I think it will have some sort of effect to it in the beginning. But at the end of the day, it's always shown that after every presidential election, even when Biden was elected, the market still took off, right? So I think it doesn't really matter too much, in my opinion. Now, maybe if Trump does get chosen, maybe Bitcoin has a super, like, just run-up cycle where all these altcoins also take off, but who knows? But regardless of the fact, I think right now there's just a lot of uncertainty, and that's why people are just not really feeling the risk on behavior. But essentially, in my opinion, you're taking the lowest risk right now. That's just the way I look at it. Like, the way I look at things is that I think this is the lowest that it could really go, man. Like, even for Crody, even for like AMC, even for Magic Internet Money, like, even if you were to just put 200, 300 bucks, and the reason why I choose these tokens is because they have data, right? It's easier to go ahead and look at levels that are going to be respected and where they could go down to. As opposed to the new meme tokens, it's very difficult to predict where a top or bottom will be. But for like AMC, you could essentially say this is the bottom for AMC. Like, I don't think AMC will go any lower from where it's at. Like, it has been showing some pretty good positive movement. I mean, it could go down maybe, you know, in the next coming days, but overall, like, AMC's near at its all-time low, dude. Like, worst case scenario for AMC, throwing in money into AMC right now, worst case scenario, you'll probably see AMC at like 300,000, which is like another like 40-50% from where it's at. Like, it would be down over here, which also wouldn't be the end of the world, because let's say you buy right here, you put in 200 bucks, 500 bucks, it goes down 50%, you throw in another 500 bucks, and now all you have to go ahead and see is do this, which I'm sure is going to do it, and then now up it goes. So like, I think we're either essentially going to drop a little bit more on some of the meme coins, but I think we're near bottom at like most, especially the ones with a good narrative, right? Like, that's the reason why I don't follow the hot tokens like Moondeg. Like, people ask me, like, John, what do you think about Moondeg? I'm like, dude, this thing's overpriced. Like, I'm not gonna buy a freaking token that's at $141 million, bro. Like, I'm just not. I missed that. You know, a lot of you got into Brody FOMO. Like, a lot of you buy like right here. This is the problem with like 99% of people that buy into these highs. No. You don't want to be buying at those highs. You want to be buying when the token collapses 90%, 80%. So essentially your risk is a lot lower. And then essentially when it starts coming back up again, which I don't know why my charts don't freaking load up, but once it starts doing the like super like banana effect, I guess people call it, you're selling, you're like front running everybody. You know what I mean? It's like, now that you put in your $1,000 and you're up a 10x, you know, 5x, let's call it 5x, 8x, you're up $8,000, man. That's not even considering if you put in $2,000. Like, I think most of these meme coins, you can make some pretty good money with $500 because I've done it multiple times. You just flip your money back and forth. Vernon has also do it. But if you throw in like $1,000 or $2,000 on some of these meme coins, dude, all you need is like a 5x, and you could be bringing in like 10 grand back to back. So like, essentially, like, the more money you have to throw, like the higher the risk. Like I think 2 grand is good, right? Like 2 grand is quite a bit to throw into meme coins, like especially the Solana ones, because you know they rug pull. So it's like burning $2,000 down the drain. And I've lost a lot of freaking money from Solana tokens. But essentially what I'm trying to say is that if you could risk like $1,000 or $2,000 and you choose the right token, like let's just say like you choose AMC, like AMC's bottom is in, and you put in 2 grand and it goes to its, you know, previous all-time high, like that's $20,000. So essentially meme coins give you the opportunity to build out a bigger portfolio. And now let's say you do that, like you hit 3 10x's. You're up over like 60, 30, 100K already, which you could throw into the bigger altcoins, you know? So, yeah, it's pretty good, Gotta still find the gems that will truly outperform the rest. 300K would be insane. We need some fear in the market for that. We got a lot of bag holders salivating over that May run up. Won't sell it down to 100K. AMC would have gone past if the liquidity pool didn't get bloated by downturn radium. Got a lot of the supply. 30 mil. Yeah, guys, but it was a pretty fun stream. I appreciate you for being here. Vernon, I appreciate everybody watching that is just watching and not commenting. Go ahead and smash that like button for me. I really do appreciate all of you, and I'm definitely looking forward for this this bull cycle. So, you know, man, I just miss that excitement when everybody's on stream, everybody's watching. We're all talking about meme coins. We're all making money. That's what I'm looking forward to, man. It's a euphoria feeling you can't explain. Like, it's not even just about the money. Like, the money is a great aspect, right? Like, everybody's gonna make money that could hold on to this. Like, but if everybody could just be patient, you're all gonna make money. But the question, the thing is, it's not really just about the money. It's just like you just see the community just get together, bro, and it's just like a whole different feeling. Like everybody's making money, and especially like if you got into these plays early on, like you're gonna look back in a few months, like when we were talking about AMC, Magic Internet Money, Anonymous, Crody, Used Car, you know, Myro, all these tokens. 2-3 months from now, we're gonna go ahead and hit ourselves and say, I wish I would have invested more money. I wish I would have taken the risk. Like that's what I'm kind of. I know I might kick myself because I'm not putting in too much money. Like I should really be putting in more money, but I'm really holding myself back, to be completely honest. Like I'm really holding myself back into how much money I throw in. And I know eventually, like this, I know eventually this is gonna go ahead and like I'm gonna kind of kick myself, and I'm gonna be like, damn, bro, if only I wasn't a chicken shit and I would have thrown more money. Like I have a decent amount of money into the market, but I have more on the side just sitting there USDC because I'm just like waiting for opportunities. And to be completely honest, guys, like I also don't want to throw all my money because like I'm like 99% on memes right now, and I'm just like full risk on. I threw a decent amount, like a pretty good chunk of money on just meme coins, like something I wouldn't say I've never done, because I did that with Pepe too. I had like 20 grand into it, and then I threw 20 grand into Grok, which is the dumbest thing to do on leverage. But I have a decent amount on a lot of these tokens that I would not normally do, to be completely honest. But I understand the risk and I understand the reward, and the reward, in my opinion, pays off. That's just solely my opinion, right? But with what I'm trying to say, dude, it's like we're gonna look back to this day and we're gonna be like, damn, man, if only I would have jumped into AMC. If only I would have jumped into Anonymous, right? If only I would have just like throw some money in instead of waiting for it to go lower. Because this is gonna, like, when it takes off, it's gonna take off. Like AMC could just literally 5x tomorrow. Like, I mean, it happened right here. Like literally, like I was waiting back in May. I was like, it's gonna go down lower. Like I'm gonna throw in once I get paid. And then a week after I get paid, this thing takes off. Literally. Missed out on practically 100x, bro. Which is unfortunate. You know what I mean? So like, you won't catch all the tops, you won't catch all the bottoms. But essentially, if you could just be patient, dollar cost average, choose a pretty good narrative, you're good to go. Yeah, hopefully a hyper cycle is upon us, so you can chill like a chinchilla at your luxury apartment. 100%, bro. That's gonna be the goal. I mean, we all still got to meet up, man. That's the goal. We all got to meet up and do that, so you can be chilling like a chinchilla. Yeah, dude. Laughing at the people buying your backs after these insane run-ups. Yeah, dude. Like, that's just gonna be so amazing. Like, when people are like, they're gonna be kicking themselves for not buying like at this bottom, and then we're gonna be selling. Like, this stream's gonna be selling like at these highs. Like, same thing goes on with like Brody, used car, magic internet money, all these tokens, all these communities that you believe in and you've been getting at the bottom as everybody's chasing, you know, the next hot token that's up here in those lists that's already overvalued. We're going to be making so much freaking money, dude. You're going to be laughing to the bank. Like this is going to be such a great feeling when these tokens, if I'm sure they will, but we always want to emphasize if they do this kind of run up, which they will. A lot of these tokens will do this run up, especially with really good narratives. Like, I'm going to be laughing when we're all making money at these highs, and you know, people are going to be buying our highs. It's just the reality of the things, right? You either take the risk now or you end up getting wrecked later, right? So even if you throw in $200 or even $100, you got a higher chance of making a pretty decent amount of money than playing the lottery ticket. You know, these are lottery tickets, man. Essentially, these are lottery tickets. You could throw into one of these meme coins, and you can make a boatload of money. Like, even with, you know, AMC, and I'm kicking myself for this, like that would have been over, like, for AMC, that would have been over a 50x plus. And that alone would have been, if I would have put in $500, $25,000, which at that time, it would have been a pretty good, decent amount of money for me. You know, a lot of this money might be life-changing money for you. For some of you, it might not. You know, maybe 20 grand, it's life-changing for you. Maybe 10 grand is life-changing for you. Maybe $5,000 is life-changing for you, right? And maybe some of you have higher goals where you're like, dude, I need 100+ K. Like, I need 3 mil. Like, I need 10 mil, you know? So, like, these are the opportunities we get in this market. Not financial advice. I'm still waiting to be invited into your private island. You'll come pick me up with your private jet, John. Yeah, man. Once I make a lot of these millions in crypto, I'm sure we all will. That's the goal. We all make millions this bull run. Which it almost feels like deja vu, man. It's like, it's kind of scary, to be completely honest, where like, it's like I almost have a feeling like I know where this market's gonna go, and I think it's gonna go up, and I hope I don't I hope we don't see it go lower. I mean, it's possible we might see, honestly, like, it's possible we might see a move like this where, like, you know, everybody's getting excited that it's gonna go up, and then we see a move like this with Ethereum. And we could even probably even see it like reach somewhat like some scary lows like this where people get liquidated, and then it has a super V-shaped recovery. Like, this is what we could realistically see with a lot of these tokens, right? So we also have to be mentally prepared for this move, guys. Like, if the market doesn't take off what we think, and that's kind of the reason why I'm holding off with being aggressive in the market right now. I'm just like, I'm already pretty exposed to the market. I do not want to throw all my money into the market because I've done it multiple times, and I always kick myself, and I'm like, damn, dude, I should have only thrown like 40% of my money or 50% of it, and I should have kept some to the side to buy some dips. Because realistically, we could see an additional dump on a lot of these altcoins. Like, this could have just been the biggest fake out. You know, like, this could have just been the biggest bull trap ever. And maybe this is a bull trap, and we're all getting excited talking about, you know, 20, 30 X's, but maybe we're left with one more correction before we go to the moon, you know? And to be completely honest, it's going to be unfortunate. It's going to be kind of scary, and it's possible. pretty possible for us to see that. If I make millions, bro, that's a great question. I mean, the goal is to make over plus like $3 million a cycle. But that's a great question, man. I to be completely honest, I haven't thought about it. I just know that that's the goal, and I'm really not thinking of the rest. Because like even at 3 mil, it's a lot of money, but it's not like crazy money, right? It's like it is quite a bit. 3 million is quite a bit, and I haven't reached the $1 million status yet. But like if you really look at like the way inflation is and like the housing market is and all that, especially out here in Cali, bro, in LA, like your average home is like $1 million. And you're talking about like it's just a basic home, to be completely honest. So, like when I look at that, like 3 mil, it's like, dude, like 3 mil just doesn't sound like a lot. But I don't know, man. It's maybe also perspective. But that's a great question. I mean, 3 mil, I'll definitely go ahead and take a nice little vacation, you know, probably for like about a month. I'll probably go ahead and go like get a nice cabin, rent it out for like a whole month or maybe like 2 months and just enjoy it. Maybe half a year I'll do it. Yeah, maybe 6 months. That'd be pretty fun, dude. I'll definitely be traveling quite a bit. Like if I was to get that amount, I'll definitely be staying in different places, get some pretty nice Airbnbs, you know, enjoy like some pretty nice expensive Airbnbs. That's what I would do. I would first probably take like a nice vacation, but who knows? I say that shit and I usually don't. Like I told myself, like if I get to this certain amount of like money, like I'm gonna go ahead and do this, and I still haven't done it. So 500k Crody would be fire though. 100%, bro. I do want to. I like, to be completely honest, like it does sound a little bit scary. Like fuck, dude. Like I've been dollar cost averaging, and I could have just waited, and I could have thrown all the money I threw into it. Dude, I'm 30 soul deep. 30 soul deep. Like if I would have just been able to wait and throw 30 soul at 500,000, that would have been great, right? That's what I'm going to be telling myself. So like, I'm hoping it doesn't fall that low, because I'm going to be kicking myself for not being patient. Because imagine 30 soul at 500,000, bro. That's some crazy money right there. And not lose it all, God, please. Yeah, maybe we all get greedy and get slammed back into reality bear market. Did you ever go to Oregon, John? No, I didn't, man. I never went to, haven't gone to Oregon. I have to do that. I was thinking of doing that. I was thinking of going to Oregon and Washington. And I've just been telling myself, like, I'm not going to spend money until this bull run happens. So, like, that's the excuse now. Before it was like, oh, once I get some extra money to the side, I'll go ahead and do this. But then I'm realizing it's like, bro, it's like we have all the holiday seasons going on right now. That are coming up, which just means that everything's just 10 times more expensive. Like Airbnbs get more expensive, you know, plane tickets get more expensive, the traffic gets worse, and I'm just like, dude, I don't like doing things during the holiday season, like traveling. Like I think to me, like let's say if you were to say what financial freedom is like financial freedom is like traveling when it's not a holiday. Because I feel like everybody travels in a holiday. It's like people go visit family during holidays. It's like, bro, like when you have true money, you travel during non-holiday seasons. Because most people just usually get those days off of work, or they request them over ahead of time. Dude, I don't know. Like for me, like I'm thinking like I'm probably gonna hold off of doing any major travels until like probably March, to be completely honest. Until probably February or March. Cody's gonna pay for the trip, no worries. Such a cute, generous cat. Yeah, man. Cody's gonna be great, man. Cody's gonna pay for all the good expenses. So I'm definitely looking forward to it. But to be completely honest, man, a lot of people have been asking me like, hey, John, you know, when are we going to go ahead and do this? Like, when are we going to go travel? And I'm like, you know what, man, I'm just going to wait till the bull run. because I'd rather just throw that money into the bull. I'd just rather throw that money into crypto, bro. Like, I wanted to go to Hawaii, and I was looking at how much it would be, like, if I was to stay out there for like 2 weeks or so. Maybe I was checking the craziest resort or something, but dude, I was looking at these prices to be like 10 grand, like about 10 grand. Like, I'm not gonna spend 10 grand for I'm not gonna spend 10 grand for Hawaii for freaking for 2 weeks. Like, I'm just not gonna do that. Like, I could do something better with 10 grand. Like, I could throw 10 grand into crypto and turn it into like over $100,000 plus. Like, I could throw that 10 grand and, you know, visit like 10 different states. like, but I really want to go, you know what I mean? It's like, I've been telling myself I want to do that, but like let's look into this. Like, it's probably gonna be crazy expensive right now, but like, let's just say like we go to Hawaii, like, let's say bear market enters in March, right? Like, let's just say we do it for like, let's say we do it for 2 weeks, right? 2 weeks. Let's see what that's gonna cost us. Because I could have sworn last time I checked it was like maybe, but then again, it was during like, I did check it during like November. No, yeah, look, 8 grand, bro. Like, I'm just not gonna spend 8 grand for 2 weeks. I've never been to Hawaii, bro, but I just wouldn't spend 10 grand. Like, I just can't. Like, for 2 week for a 2 week trip, I just can't do that, man. Like, maybe once I make that 3 mil plus, like, I think it would make sense to spend, you know, 10 grand at 3 mil, you know what I mean, for 2 weeks. I think that's just kind of pricey, bro. I don't know. Let me know down below, guys. I've never been to Hawaii, but like, at first I told myself, like, you know, I'd do it, but then I kind of realized, I'm like, dude, with 10 grand I could do so much. I could travel to so many places with 10 grand instead of just like 2 weeks. Like, with 10 grand I could probably go ahead and like stay in like 2-3 different states and really like enjoy that that money, you know what I mean? It's like different Airbnbs and stuff. But then again, it's a resort, you know, the resorts just upcharge you for everything. It's like Vegas, dude. It's like same thing for Vegas. I was like thinking of going to Vegas. I have a buddy of mine that's been telling me to go to Vegas. He lives out there, but I wouldn't have to pay for like a hotel or anything because he has a house out there, so with like 6 rooms, so I'd be able to stay. But dude, even if I was to go to Vegas for 2 weeks, bro, actually 4 grand is not too bad. Well, that's on discount. That's the reason why it's not too bad. Like, if you were to go ahead and stay, I don't even know what this place is. For Bellagio for 4 grand is actually not bad for 2 weeks. Huh. But it looks like you have to go during March. But then again, this is not including probably all the freaking fees. Now, see, Aria is a little pricey right here, man. Almost 5 grand for Aria. Which, honestly, I'd spend 5 grand on Aria, but I don't know about for 2 weeks, man. For 2 weeks in Vegas, after 3 days in Vegas, bro, I'm kind of done with Vegas after 3 days. Especially because I'm not too big in like partying and stuff anymore. He better not slowly pull the rug up to the plane underneath your feet. Hello, how's it going? When are you out? When we hopefully time the bear market, we all gotta meet and celebrate. We make it like, why not? We have the funds. It's not just about the money, but the journey with your bros. I agree, bro. I agree, man. I gotta get that mentality out, bro. Because like, I feel like it's always gonna be like that with me. Like, I'm gonna set these goals, which I already have, where like I tell myself, like, once I reach this number, like, I'm gonna relax, and then I reach it, and then I'm just working even more harder. You know what I mean? It's like, yeah, go for it, bro. Ask me a question. Imagine an 8K play at 500,000 on Karoti. Yeah, dude, that'd be insane. John's gonna be laughing at these prices, calling them peasant broke options. Well, now that I'm looking at it compared to freaking Hawaii, bro, like 4 grand doesn't seem too bad. But like 10 grand, like, I don't know about 10 grand, man. Honestly, though, if you kind of think about it, it'll probably be a lot cheaper if you get like an Airbnb. and you get it with like a group of friends, like let's say we all go together, like we all throw in a couple grand into like a nice like freaking Airbnb, like a freaking mansion or something. Like it probably doesn't even have to be a mansion, maybe like a pretty nice decent house, you know what I mean, like 5 rooms. It'll probably cost us a lot less, and like maybe it'll come out to about $8,000, but that's going to be as a group, as opposed to it being $8,000 like a person, you know what I mean? Like that's where like $8,000 a person to me just seems kind of freaking outrageous, man, because you're staying at a hotel. Like I mean, it would make sense if you were staying at a mansion, but then again, this is the Westin. It is a pretty good hotel, and you do have to pay all the resort fees and BS. I mean, that's just how hotels are, man. Like but yeah, man, I mean, I did tell myself I wanted to go to Vegas, but I'm probably just gonna wait until all these holidays pass by, because they overcharge you for everything, man. You got to go in like when no one's going there, which is like usually like around January through like March, April is where most people are not going there. But like during summer, like Vegas just picks up. And to be completely honest, bro, Vegas is, I just don't understand the hype of Vegas. I've only been there like 3 times. I've only been to Vegas like 3 times. And I just don't understand the hype. I really don't. Like I just don't understand what's so, like I don't gamble. Like the only gambling I do is meme coins. Like this is like, we only gamble on meme tokens. You know what I mean? So like, I don't know. And I went to a few clubs last time in Vegas, man. I'll tell you, freaking best experience ever. I had a blast. But like, to be completely honest, man, like I'm just not in that party scene anymore. I just kind of like, I just want to chill. You know what I mean? Like I just want to go ahead and chill, get an Airbnb at like freaking, like at a nice place, like out in the mountains, stay out there for like a few months. Like that to me sounds like life, man. To be completely honest, like I just like being around nature, you know? That to me sounds like is the move. You go out, you stay out there for a few months out in the woods, not camping, because I mean that thing's cool, but I won't be able to do it for months. Like at a nice Airbnb out in the woods, man, like that sounds like the move. Like I'd be more down to do something like that, like do that and like go to Vegas. I'm just not too crazy about partying anymore. Like I feel like I just went through that my party phase early on, and it just doesn't really excite me, man, to be completely honest. Maybe I get my party phase again, but maybe once this crypto run starts, I get my party phase again. But like, to be completely honest, man, like I stopped drinking too. Like I don't drink anymore. Like I used to drink a lot. You know what I mean? I used to be literally like an alcoholic. I used to drink a lot. Now I just don't drink. I don't do anything, man. I'm as sober as I could get. And that's just because you know, when you're getting into trading, when you're getting into investing, man, you got to have a clear mindset, man. Because when you have a clear mindset, you're able to make better decisions when it comes to trading, when it comes to life. You're able to make better decisions with a clear mindset, right? You want to have a good, healthy diet. You want to eat good. You want to take care of yourself. You want to work out. You want to go to the gym. You want to stay away from drugs. You know what I mean? They slow you down, man. Like alcohol is terrible for you, bro. Like now if I drink alcohol, dude, like I feel terrible for like days. Like I just can't drink alcohol anymore. Like before it used to not affect me. Now I just can't drink alcohol. You know what I mean? And smoking, I just don't like smoking. You know, I even stopped smoking the vape too. Like I just like, I'm at that point where like I feel like I did it all. It's not cool anymore, I guess. You know what I mean? It's like I just went through that phase, and I'm glad I did. But like that it just doesn't matter to me anymore, you know? So like, I don't know. We could definitely go ahead and do something cool though. Hopefully your channel will pop off again, John. Really have faith you could become a sizable influencer someday. I appreciate your Vernon. How's it going, Ryan? Let's freaking go. Vernon says no crack pipe then, John. No, man, nothing. That's so funny. He's like, no crack pipe. I've never done that, by the way. At least not that I know of. Let's go ahead and take a look at Let's Freaking Go. But no, man, I enjoy streaming, to be completely honest. I enjoy streaming. Like, streaming's a freaking fun thing. Like, I enjoy doing this, talking crypto, and like, especially when, you know, we're in a bull run, it's gonna be the freaking best. And I can't wait. Yeah, but there's gonna be a few crypto events. We gotta meet up, guys. Let's freaking go. I know this thing's been running up, man. Let's take a look at it. Let's freaking go. If this loads up. Every time you ape a bit more into cruddy, you smoke some crack. Bro, have you talked to Glenn, by the way? Like, have you heard from Glenn? Like, this guy's been MIA. Like, I was talking to him for a cool minute, and he just haven't heard from him since. I mean, dude, Let's Freaking Go is also gonna have this breakout very, very soon. I apologize. It's literally just burped. Hopefully it wasn't into the mic, but I think it was. But yeah, this thing's getting ready to break out from what it looks like. I mean, the same pattern that a lot of these tokens are doing. Man, I'm just imagining this breakout already with a lot of these. Like, a lot of these tokens are doing this breakout right here. I have a burger right here. What is this? Let's see. Oh, this is a burger. Nice. My mom just dropped me this one. He was working on size last I knew him. He really get into his face. He seems preoccupied with his projects. He got size to 10x from no marketing funds. Nice. Nice. It's really cool. Well, I'm going to go ahead and call it a night, guys. I'm going to go ahead and chill, relax, eat this burger that I got right here. With that being said, I appreciate all of you guys tuning in. Smash that like button so we can continue to do these live streams. We do them once or twice a week, Saturday or Sunday, just depends. But as this bull market picks up, we're going to be live streaming very, very consistent, guys. Hopefully 3 times a week. But with that being said, appreciate all of you. Have a great rest of your day. I'm going to go ahead and take care of this burger. And bye.